Premier Media's Mining Weekly is speaking to Arnie Franson, the managing partner and co-founder of the Pallinghurst Group. Arnie Franson is also the chairperson of Sedibelo Platinum Mines, which has just announced a major expansion at Sedibelo's Pilanesberg Platinum Mines in South Africa's northwest province. Sedibelo will also be building the greenest, cleanest and most efficient beneficiation plant ever at Pilanesberg. Arnie, what are the merits of mining companies like yours investing in long-term and cost-efficient mining projects in such a green manner and as sustainably as possible?
Life has changed over the past 20 years since my hair for sure have turned grayer and all of that. Nowadays, if you want to have a license to operate, it is no longer a question about how much do you accept of LTIs, fatalities, environmental impact, and that. It simply is a zero harm policy that we all need to have. And it's not only about what we want, that's what our investors want, and that's what the consumers want at the end of the day. So we are, this is what we set out to do, but I think everyone in the industry, they are now forced to follow suit.
And we hear so much today about the hydrogen fuel cell and fuel cell electrification. But is fuel cell electrification possible without platinum group metals?
No, full stop, nothing more to say, Martin. And 80% sits in the Friendly Republic of South Africa, and the rest is in Zimbabwe, Russia, and a dash in North America, mainly being palladium. So if you want to have a fuel cell revolution, South Africa has to be key to it. And you know, in our battery business in Canada, we are providing lithium and graphite, and that attracts the car makers, the battery makers, and all of them, so that we are creating a North American electrification platform. That is what we should do here in South Africa, a South African hydrogen fuel cell platform. If you want our platinum, you come here, you create jobs, you invest in the country, and we will then be the one providing the value add to the platinum that we dig up of our ground.
And what sort of response have you had from people interested in what you're offering now in Canada, inviting them to come forward?
We have real interest from a number of end users. And we are working in close cooperation with the government. The government is extremely supportive. They put money together with us. They provide assistance and all of that. So it really is a friendly environment to invest in Quebec.
And you are also associated with the government in South Africa in that the Industrial Development Corporation is one of your shareholders and also involved in now Sedibelo and the KEL project, etc. So perhaps we could mirror what you're doing or what the government is doing in Canada. Exactly what do they do?
Well, Martin, I wouldn't put it the other way around. I actually mirrored what we do in South Africa. I did that in Canada. So the IDC has been an enormously supportive investor since 2012. So that's 8 years ago. They put money in, they put their quality management in, their professionals in. They were part of what we were doing. And when it comes to KEL, before it was fashionable, they were part of it. So what I can say is a continuation of the support, and not only by word, but also by putting money and know-how behind it. And I am extremely happy, and we are very fortunate to have this relationship with the government through the IDC.
What can arise from this KEL platform that you're establishing in Pilanesberg that will be advantageous for beneficiation and moving forward in this fuel cell development?
Well, I think it basically positions the South African PGM industry in a very different light, because what we now suddenly, instead of being the very deep and dangerous mines, we will go into, I mean, we are very shallow at this point in time, 100% open pit. And we will be now, by adding on the KEL technology, we would only be using 18%, 1/8 of the fossil fuel and the electricity coming from Eskom. So not only do we not burn coal, and not only do we go the greener route, but also South Africa can spend its money on other things than building another power station to fuel the platinum industry. And that in itself, Martin, puts us in a bracket amongst investors that might not have invested in South Africa and might not have invested in PGM before. I'm in contact with a number of investors, especially in New York, that are very interested in what we are doing, because their mandate to invest is actually in things that leads to a lower carbon footprint for the globe. And that is exactly what KEL is doing. So I guess from being on the back row in the class, we're suddenly up in the front row in front of the teacher.
And what is amazing to me is that you've got such a good business going already that you're able to expand this mine and build the beneficiation plant probably from cash flow.
Absolutely. Now listen, but again, the gray hair on my head has come from 12 years of a bear market for PGM. So yes, I can be excused for running around with my arms in the air a little, because it is wonderful to see that the industry is actually making money, not only us, but the entire industry. And it is nice to see that prices have come back. I still want to mention that platinum is still half of what it was when I invested in 2008. Okay, so palladium is higher, rhodium is higher, the exchange rate is helping, but there is still upside. And in my view, we still have to see a correction of the PGM price, of the platinum prices. It is abnormal that platinum is trading at half of what palladium is, where it should be trading maybe at double. So I think that there is still a lot of upside. And I think when investors are willing to come in to an industry that has done its best to limit its carbon footprint like we do with KEL, I think we will attract new investors to South Africa.
That'll be fantastic. And also, of course, platinum can substitute palladium.
If you put on your white coat and you become a chemical engineer, platinum is a superior product. What you can do with 2 grams of platinum will take 3 grams of palladium. And if platinum costs half of palladium, I kind of would think that substitution will come in. And I think that I don't see a lower demand for palladium, so I think that is a sustainable price. But I think people will wake up to the fact that platinum is mispriced, and I think when that happens, it's going to be a scramble. And we obviously want to be there, and we want to say that we are producing all the PGMs, and we are doing it in a way through KEL that is as green as possible.
It was a fantastic announcement that you had in December of a 60 million ounce possibility there going forward. And so when do you actually start on that? Because you are active there. So it's not as if you have to build a new mine. You just have to...
Martin, let me just look at my phone. We started 2 hours and 25 minutes ago, okay? My team is back from the beach that they can't walk on, and but they are back from their holiday houses, and people are back in the mine, and we have commenced. The tanks are rolling.
That's fantastic news. That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly, speaking to Arnie Fransen, the managing partner and co-founder of the Pallinghurst Group.